Hi, welcome to Ditch the Dips with April. This is my first video and I'm really excited to show you what I'm wearing today. So I started putting on this really awesome blue, which is Jewel of Mumbai. I'm super excited to try this out. I'm actually thinking about layering it with some dripping in diamonds later. But since I've got 4 nails left to go, I want to show you just how easy these are to apply. And this is a solid, and you may have heard, oh, the glitters are more forgiving, solids don't wear as well. And that is true, but they're really, really pretty. And I'm going to show you some tips today to help you wear them a little bit longer. So I've got my nail strips here. I've already cleaned and prepped my nails. I did wash with dish soap first, and I do think that makes a difference. You want to make sure your nails are super free of any grease or oils or anything like that. And then use the alcohol prep pad to start that off. So first pro tip, don't forget to peel off the clear part from the top. I've done it multiple times. I continue to do it. I tell myself I'm not going to do it, and I do it anyway. So it's really hard to get off if you put the nail on and you haven't taken that clear overlay off. So then you've got the top here and you just peel back that little silver piece and peel that whole nail strip right off. And we're going to get a better angle for you now here. So once you've peeled that nail strip off, I like to grab it here at the side and actually go ahead and pull off the other end. I actually pulled that off a little too fast, and you can see that as a result I've got these little nubs at the end. So I'm just going to take my scissors and really carefully trim that off. Okay, so now I'm going to hold it right here in the middle, and I'm just going to position it right above the cuticle line. I don't want it to touch any of the cuticle because it will begin to lift. Once I'm sure I've got it in the right spot, then I'm just going to go ahead and press it down on either side. You can see this one is a little large for me, so I'm going to show you how I like to get that extra piece off in just a moment. But first, I don't know if everybody else does this, but I like to just take a small pair of scissors and just cut that edge off, just like that, because then I can grab this other end, making sure that I'm touching, see the top part, because that part's not going to stick to my nails. I don't want to touch any of the part that's actually going to adhere to my nail, because that's going to make them stick a lot longer and much better. So I'm going to do the same thing here, where I am just going to lay that right underneath the cuticle. And look at that, I've got it a little crooked. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to very gently lift that back up and reposition it. So you want to wait to press it down until you're sure you've got it where you want it. Yeah, I'm liking this positioning much better. Notice that I lined it up on one side first. And then what that allows you to do is, one, you only have to trim one side if it's a little larger than your nail. And also, see, I'm going to reposition that again. Notice that this stretches. So I went a little too far down on that side. I just pulled it up, and I can stretch it to fit just right. And then I'm going to just smooth that down. Now, so I'm going to show you 2 different ways to get this extra off. If you have a little bit of a thumbnail, about like I do, this is your new friend. This is your best tool right here. That's why you always want to do your thumbs last. So I'm just going to come right underneath, making sure that I tuck that under the nail so that I get as much coverage on the tip as possible. I think this also helps the solids wear better, as opposed to filing the excess nail strip off. So notice that all I did was just barely take that off with my thumb, and it just pulls right off. And that's trash now. So and look how pretty the end of that is. I hope you can see that there. Notice that it's nicely covered. So I've still got this top part to deal with. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to tuck my thumbnail right down in there, and that's just going to scrape right off. Super, super duper easy. So, I don't have thumbnails, April, you say. No problem. Here's another technique. I like to use some sort of stainless steel nail implement like this, and it has a sharp edge here and has a nice, actually a nice flat kind of a spade edge there. And I do the same thing that I would if I had a thumbnail there. So I'm just going to tuck it right underneath the nail all the way around using my tool the same way I would my thumb. Now, I'm right-handed, so this is a little bit awkward for me, but it's working exactly the same. So you see how that just peels right off now. And I didn't have to just file the edge off, which can cause your solid to start to wear. So we're going to do exactly the same thing on the right side. Again, notice that I lined this one up pretty nicely, and therefore I don't have to trim that side. So I'm just going to take my sharp point and tuck that nail strip down into the side of my nail. You don't want to start to pull it away too soon because you can stretch and tear the whole strip, and I have done that. But just tucking it right in, and look at that, it's just going to come right off. Just going to scrape that right off. All done. And so, with or without opposable thumbs, thumbnails, just kidding, you can see you can get great results. And obviously that's what you're going to do to your last thumb. So let's take care of that thumb right now. I find that the biggest one works best for my big toe. So I always save that because I'm going to reseal these. And I can get 2 manicures and a pedicure minimum out of these. And the truth is, I've even gotten 2 manicures and 2 pedicures out of them when I did them on someone with much smaller toes. So, peeling the clear off and starting at the top here where the silver is. Same technique, you're just going to pull that whole nail strip off. I then grab it in the middle and very gently pull this tip away. When they're fresh like this, they can, if you pull that too fast, you can make that be not pretty. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Just going to line it up, starting over here on this edge. Now, I would say that I'm going to need to pull that over a little bit more on this side. So, just going to lift it right back up and place it right back down, a little bit more centered. And just like that. So I am going to trim this one. And because my nails are pretty short, that's how I get so many out of these. Because you can see, I can now just pull this right over, and it is just barely long enough to do my other thumb. Lovely. Just gorgeous. So excited about this color. So since I went ahead and stuck it down to both thumbs, I don't want to use my thumb now because I don't want to damage the end of this strip. So I'm going to use my tool, scrape that right off, tucking underneath the nail bed. There we go. Same over here. just tuck it right under. So easy. My favorite thing about Color Street nail strips is that my nails are dry right now. The company will tell you to give them about 30 minutes to cure, and the best thing to do is actually do them right before you go to bed. And then you sleep all night and you wake up to a beautiful cured manicure. And that's typically what I do. Tonight I'm going to make sure I keep my hands out of water and things like that for about half an hour or so. But then I'm good to go. Jewel of Mumbai. Gorgeous. But I just can't resist the dripping in diamonds. I think we're going to have to add that at least as an accent nail. And I'm not worried about opening an entire package to just grab an accent nail, because if you've watched my other video, you'll see that I've been using my vacuum sealer to reseal these, and it is amazing. So I'm going to open up my dripping in diamonds here and just choose one as an accent nail. One of the other reasons why I want to do an accent nail on here is I want to show the difference in wear with a solid when you leave them just as is, as opposed to when you add another layer over it, whether you do the clear as day or an overlay like dripping in diamonds or coming up rose gold, which I love. It is going to dramatically extend the wear of your solid. Oh, this is my first time to use dripping in diamonds. I am so excited. So I'm going to grab one of these from the middle because I would like to do my ring fingers for an accent. So I'm going to peel and actually watch what I'm about to do. Before I even mess with that, I am sliding these back in here. It is so important to keep these away from the air. Color Street is real nail polish, and you can tell when you open it up. You can smell it. It's not as strong as when you're using liquid nail polish, but you can smell it. And so the minute they are exposed to the air, they begin to dry and begin to cure. So I'm going to slide both of these back in here for now, and then as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm actually going to go vacuum seal these. So we're going to peel off the outer layer, just like any other nail strip. Pull that entire nail strip away, grabbing it in the middle, gently pulling that top off. I'm ready to go. I'm going to start on this hand since it's already in my left hand. Lay that right down on the middle. Smooth it down on both sides. Learned how to use scissors with my left hand. I now know how all the lefties of the world feel. Trim that right off. Go right over to the other nail. You do want to make sure you line it up pretty evenly with the previous color. Otherwise, you're not going to like how that looks. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous. Look at this, people. Oh, I am dripping in diamonds. This is happening. This is happening. So the glitters are a little thicker, and you can feel that when you're doing this. So make sure that you tuck them all the way under before you even try to take the excess off. You'll feel the difference when you're putting these on. There's a reason the glitters last so much longer than the solids. Just like with liquid nail polish, you've had glitter nail polish on that has taken days and multiple cotton pads to get off. They're a little tougher and much more forgiving to put on. They also hide the damage really well, and I'm glad I'm putting these on these two nails because I actually have a little bit of damage, a little bit of peeling on the end of this nail, but I don't want to cut it much shorter yet. So by putting this overlay on this nail, I'm strengthening that tip and I'm hiding the damage. So I'm really excited about that. So just like that, I've got Jewel of Mumbai, and I am dripping in diamonds, baby. Oh, that is gorgeous. I honestly can't imagine that the color is coming through on the video as pretty as it is right here. It's almost got a little bit of a teal to the deep blue. It makes me think immediately of the ocean. Just makes me immediately think of the ocean. They feel great. I was someone who used to get gels, not dips. I never liked dips because they were thick, but I used to get gels, and I loved how smooth they feel. Oh, and they, of course, lasted forever. But I hated having to go back to the salon to get them off. I don't have time to do that, and not to mention the expense. So that's why I'm in love with Color Street. So follow my wear on these. We're going to watch the difference in how the overlay nail wears compared to the accent nail, and compared to just the solids. And I really should probably put a clear as day on one of these to compare that as well. I'm a scientist. I do experiments. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to giving you more tips in the future. Ditch the dips with April.